What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right, I'm trying to figure out how to add Sean on here.
Probably the same way you did me, I'm guessing.
You popped up, so I just hit it from there. I just hit it. It's adding him now. There he is. Hey, Sean.
What's
Hey
going on?
guys. Hey.
All right, all right, all right. So nobody knows we went live. So
No.
what I'm gonna do, since my app wouldn't work, is I'm just gonna do what we did last time, Mario,
Yeah.
is I'm just gonna record from this and then post it on YouTube
Good.
and go from
Okay.
there.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
So welcome, Sean. And I know that you wanted to tell your story, and this is your chance. And Mario has already been on here, and he's already
I
talked
have.
about what's happened to
I'm
him.
also
So,
one of the I'm also one of the admins in the groups as well.
Okay,
So
very cool. Yeah, it's interesting because I don't think most of us would feel like a victim, and we would be here talking about how something like this is happening, especially for honestly unreasonable reasons and reasons that don't make any sense at
I agree.
all. So,
And
right, and
I agree with you on that. I think the reason why a lot of men don't feel like victims is because we've been victimized for so long. Meaning, like, there are a lot of women out there who make us look like the bad guys on situations that they've created for themselves. You know.
correct. And I think also society, men a lot of times, we're told we shouldn't speak up or we can't or it's not manly to speak up. So of course we can talk about those reasons, but I don't think that's what we're here for, at least at the
No,
moment.
we're here
Yeah.
to talk about whatever it is that you want to
Yeah.
talk about. This is a
So
safe place for everybody.
yeah. So it's I'll keep my story short. I know I've talked to Paula, but so recently single dad, right? Professional. But there was someone I went on a date with. I want to say just maybe 3 or 4 months ago. We talked throughout the day. We finally met up once. A week, 2 weeks later, we met up a second time. Everything's normal and fine. Um, I'll, her situation. A lot of us have gone through different sort of situations. Um, Separation, divorce. I actually divorced because I was helping her with her divorce paperwork. So it wasn't one of those stories. I don't think she was being uh, kind of untruthful about things, but it really took a weird turn the last few days. Um, I'm busy with a lot of stuff I do in my life, so she just didn't like it when I wasn't like texting her once a day, or it very rapidly went into she's going through self healing, her past this. So I've always listened. I've always been kind and courteous and said, okay, tell me more. Really, understanding where she's coming from, but she was just like, I need someone that can, dedicate more time, and just kind of took an early turn. She didn't badmouth me. She didn't say anything, and I kindly said, okay, I understand what you're looking for. Maybe I'm not that person if you really need that. But there's also a distance. We're about an hour away. So it kind of like fizzled out and almost died there. No arguments. And I want to say maybe a few days later, so right, instead of talking maybe on a daily basis, she sends a message about something. I'll use the date because it's I'm all about being transparent. It was November 1st, and she said something, and I was like, "Well, hopefully you find someone. No matter what, I've always wanted you to be happy. I'm genuinely one of those people."
You
And I was
were
like, "Are you
respectful.
seeing somebody?" And not that I care if she's seeing someone, but I just asked. She goes, "That's not relevant." And she's like, "That's irrelevant." So she was kind of snarky. I said, "Okay." So just stop communicating. Long and behold, a week or two later, no, I'm sorry, a week or two before. So we're in like December. So a month later, she sends me a message out of the blue. Are you telling everyone the same story? That I'm busy and what I was like, what do you mean? So I was taken back, and she's the one that told me about this. I didn't know about this site. I didn't know about all this going on. And she didn't tell me exactly what it was. She was like, oh, there's this community for privacy reasons I can't tell you, but there's people talking about you. I was like, oh, really?
There.
I didn't ask where. I know. I was like, and people talking about me. I was like,
You
oh
want
man.
my honest
I've gone on
advice?
dates.
Can I give you my
I'm sorry.
honest advice?
Yes.
And Paula will agree with this. Stay clear of any female who is part of that community. I had to
hmm
learn the hard way
Oh,
myself.
oh,
Trust me.
it's and the only reason I even because I'm one of those like all of us, like what's going on? It wasn't anger. It wasn't anything. I was like, this is really odd. Um, just yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, and it's not me just talking about myself. Is I respect people, women, love females. Females should be. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't want to engage in this. I'm not gonna have these conversations.
Yeah. I
Um,
find it very funny. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I
no,
find
that's
it
okay.
very funny that that's the case where when you had asked her if she was seeing somebody else, her answer was
Yes,
irrelevant.
right.
But
Yeah,
yet,
it's
but the
irrelevant.
moment it turns around and it's
Yes.
the other way
Oh, I
around, she
can't
wants to
share. I
like
can't tell. But you owe me answers. I was like, I don't think I owe you anything.
that's called
I didn't
manipulation.
abuse you verbally, physically, sexually, anything. So I'm just like, and again, I still kind of listened, and I would be short in my response. But then I don't know if I had engaged with Paula at that moment, but I just kind of I Googled groups for women sharing dating stories, which is
Yeah.
fine. And I found Paula, which I'm so happy I did. And I was just like, oh my goodness, there's so much of this out there. And I was like, and it just, again, it's out of
Mhm.
the blue. I can tell you, I've never, and again, it's like, I say this jokingly, like, I don't have feelings who can hurt my feelings. But
Oh
when you're
yeah.
lying about it, it's like,
I'm
wait a
gonna get
minute.
you every time. That's the thing about me. And I think that's another reason why this is why Paula made me one of the admins because I'm real quick to pick up on the
Mm-hmm.
BS.
Yeah.
I'm like the male version of Paula Jackson. Right?
Exactly. Right. That's why we
Yeah.
bonded so fast.
Because
Nice.
I'm real quick to pick up on the
Mm-hmm.
BS. My
Yeah.
feelings can't be hurt, just like her feelings can't be hurt.
Right.
People
Right.
can
Yeah.
say people can say
Yeah.
whatever they want about me. I don't
Yeah.
care. People walk around every day with someone with an opinion about everybody. It's not gonna matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's there's three sides to every story. His side, her side, and the truth. And 95% of
Yes.
the time, the
Yeah.
third one's never really put into place. So
Yeah. And you're right. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I mean, I can go on a little bit about the story, but
by all means.
um, most recently is I really needed to know what to do. Like, I mean, I make business decisions all the time. I play chess every day of my life, but I was like, how am I supposed to handle this? And I was really thinking about Paula, and out of the blue, I got her text. I called. I was like, may I ask you something? We've never met face to face, but I have respect
So
for
that
what
me
you've
and you
learned.
at one point.
What am I supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Usually, like, I wouldn't go all out and just be like weird and like harass and stalk people.
Yeah.
That's just we're human, like we're too mature for that. But I'm like, am I supposed to blow her off, or is she gonna do something, or am I supposed to be mean? Am I supposed to get legal action? And she kind of, in a way, she kind of like gave me all the options, kind of calmed me down.
Yes,
And I said, you
all
know
of us,
what?
pretty much.
Yes, pretty much all of them. So I said,
All right.
I'm just gonna egg this on, and if she's watching this, I don't care.
Here's the
I said, I'm
difference.
just gonna be nice.
Here's
Yeah, tell me more
the
info.
here's the difference between Paula and I and our group compared to Paula Sanchez and her bullshit. I'm gonna call it for what it is. I don't care.
Yeah,
Is we're not gonna be secretive and hold different. We're not gonna be secretive and like decide on who can tell their story or what we're gonna post out. What you see is what you get. We're not gonna be
yes,
fake. We're
yeah,
not gonna sit there and tell someone, oh, you can't tell your story because
yeah,
you're of a different gender.
yeah,
That's different than Paula Sanchez. What
yeah.
she does, she will have a whole female group, and if she doesn't let, if you're not criminalizing a man, she's the one
Yeah,
part of that.
if you're
She's
saying
the one part of
positive
that group.
things about a man,
Exactly.
nope, you can't be here. Come on, I haven't even said this
That's
person
believe
speak.
it or not.
Yeah,
I don't know if Paula Jackson told you, but she was originally part of that group. And then when she did exactly that, when she pretty
she
much
did.
said, you know what, you guys are wrong for this, she
Yeah,
got kicked out, and that's how
yeah,
these groups got started.
yeah,
I'm one of the originals to be part of this team with her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we've been doing this for a while now.
yeah,
And the thing is too, like we're not just for women, we're not just for men, we're for anybody who's been victimized.
yeah,
That's the difference between our groups, and we're gonna put it out there. We've gotten
yeah,
a lot of these groups shut down because we're honest and because we're real
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
And we don't have any legal actions against us. You know why? Because we
Yeah.
have nothing to hide. We're not gonna
No, and when you
we're
speak
not
truth
doing this.
and you can say, here it is, here's the fact, right?
Exactly.
We're not making accusations, we're not telling lies, we're not trying to get pity. Like, you're not saying anything to make me and Polly feel bad for you. We're just keeping it honest. And even as we're telling stories, we're not saying their names. We're not saying, oh my God, they're horrible.
Not
That
doing
word's never
fraudulent.
come out, right?
We're also not doing
Like, so,
fraudulent shit like Paula Sanchez. That she's out here creating all these GoFundMe accounts because she's claiming, oh, I want to have the funds in case we get legal actions against our team. No, that's money that she's pretty much stealing from her other
and
members.
it's a con job. I mean, I've seen businesses, people con people to say, I'm going to have this idea, I have your back. It's a con job. Eventually,
Still don't
what
know
you're
if she's
doing.
real. We still don't know if she's a woman, a man,
Wow.
whatever she is.
Yeah.
She has these little 3 or 4 little pictures and little videos wearing the same thing. They all
Yeah.
look digitized.
Yeah.
We don't know what's real and what's not. You know,
Interesting.
she's been playing this whole I want to help women BS for a while now.
Yeah.
It's like no one's buying it anymore. Like,
Yeah.
So I have a question, Shaun.
Yes.
So you can finish telling your story. You can take as much time as you want to. But like, how do you feel after you got posted, and what do you want to do going forward?
Well, that's a great question.
How would it change your life? Is the best way to question.
It's so I'm going to use the word, it's traumatizing, because I've never used that, because I don't get traumatized. I've been through so much stuff, not as bad as other people, right? But we've all gone through different traumas, different things in our life. In the morning, we can make the best of the next day. I'm one of those. So if you use the word trauma, it's really, I've never used that for something. I can tell you that right now, right? So this was traumatic. We're like, wait a minute. My picture's out there, and I've seen it, right? I figured out how to say, what's out there? Saw it, and it's like red flag. And then you're hearing things like creepy from, wait a minute, that's the one person that did this, and this. And I've sent some screenshots to Paula, facts of this person wanting to be in a relationship with me for months, doing all this crazy stuff. She's like, oh, I left after a drink. Funny. I mean, with being vague, there were so many other people involved, so many things like she did with other people. It's like totally like the alternative lifestyle, swingers lifestyle. And I have all these pictures and things from this person that said she never talked to me again. And just kind of like backed off. I was like, holy shit. It literally is just people saying whatever they want because it makes them feel good. I'm not saying every one of them, but I see majority of them.
I'm gonna say every one of them. I'm gonna say
it's like mob mentality. It's like, just speak the truth, people. So it's traumatic. But once I saw what it was, the last part of my story is to do something. I'm not going to jump to conclusions and get into legal things yet, but I was just like, what am I going to do? So I egged her on. I was nice to her again. She wants to get back with me. She wants to go on a date. We're supposed to meet tonight. So earlier this week, but I couldn't do it because it's not in me, because that's how I am to even drag this on. I could have seen her doing physical things, promised her the world, but I'm just like, I can't even do that to myself. I have more dignity. And she was like, but then I did, and I told her before, maybe 2-3 days ago, I was like, I saw this. I know what you posted, kept it vague. The things that you were said, and knowing you, I'm sure you're talking to people behind my back, which I don't care. So go ahead and believe all that, but don't ever contact me. And I can tell you there's screens and screens of her text saying, I'm sorry, I removed it, blah, blah, blah.
Did she tell you why she posted?
Yeah, because I didn't want to be with her, because she didn't know that I was into her as much as I was into her. And it's in writing, so I'm not BSing, right? So,
that's like 99% of the people. That's 99% of the guys that get posted is because a guy says, I don't want to be involved with you.
Yeah, and I wasn't even that rude, right? Because when people aren't right for one another, and I was like, it's not a good fit. And she was like, I didn't just say, oh, okay, because I'm done saying okay, and listening to her side. I was like, but what makes you think taking that extreme step? What if I put your picture out there, your kids, your husband, the guys that you're seeing on the side? What if, like, I revealed all your stuff? And I'm not saying my stuff isn't even dirty compared to other people's I've met. So what if I did? But we don't, right? Because we've all got our own shit. Let people work through it. Because if Paula doesn't like me, she's like, you're a piece of crap. I never want you on this podcast. I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, I'm gonna get her back. It's like, oh, maybe it's something I did. I think everything that happens, I always think about, what did I do to make this happen? But I'm seeing her message, and it's all because I wasn't there to help her heal. I wasn't there when she wanted to see me. I wasn't available Friday instead of Saturday. I was like, I'm good. Like, come on. Boy. So yeah, so all I can do is laugh now.
I just want to throw some side note. Know this now. Again, another difference between us in public. We're gonna block you. We're gonna tell you why first, and then go from there.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll ask you what this is about to see, because sometimes things can be misconstrued.
Yeah.
So what we'll do first is we'll ask you what this is about, and if we think it's wrong,
Yeah.
we'll give you a chance to pretty much save yourself from getting deleted.
Yeah.
And then if you continue on with the BS,
Yeah.
then you're out there.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be cowards and just block you without any reason behind it. So,
Yeah.
but
So
yeah,
hopefully
that seems to
Paula,
be 99% of what you're saying
yeah.
is what 99% of the guys that we have gone through. Where
Yeah.
we get involved with a female, whatever, or we don't get involved with a female, and they don't like the answer or the situation, and they go and post you. And most of the time, other females that comment are women that you don't even know, that never met you, or just want to jump on the bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
the
that's
awesome thing.
And that's why I want to Shaun on the podcast, because can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I accidentally muted it.
I saw that.
Used to this shit. Yeah, my bad. So anyway, that's why I wanted him on here, is because when we first talked and he started sending me screenshots and he told me the story, I'm like, again, another man sent me the proof to defend himself. Yes. And it's like, that's what these women don't get to see. I saw this woman clearly say, I deleted the post, that she loved him, she wanted to be with him, and she was even like, Shaun, please give me a chance, I'm sorry. But you had already run this man, you had already said all this bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
As a good human being, even if you were hurt, to take that step, right, to do that, and just that's not right. Great. So you think someone should give you a second chance? Like, come crying to the doorstep, where you're like, hey, let's talk and figure this stuff out. But that's an extreme step. At that point, you've pretty much shown them the sort of person you are. You can't really go back from that, right? This is a huge forum. I mean, hundreds and thousands of people are going to see this. So it's just,
that's the thing about social media. Like, once you post it there, all it takes is 2 minutes for someone to see it, screenshot it, and now it's going everywhere else.
So, yeah.
Even if she gets rid of it.
I know. And you asked, like, how does it impact? There's a lot more impact than just being out there and the comments. The professional world, right? My friends, my colleagues, and the female that I've had great relationships, they see this, and all of a sudden they're like, what? He's like this? No. But how do you defend yourself from the unknown stuff that's happening now? So it's nuts.
Yeah, it's sad that it's like, these women are so quick to talk about men, can't leave them alone, like, oh, this man won't leave me alone, he won't stop calling me, he stalks me, he does this. Granted, some men are like that, don't get me wrong, but then they're not talking about what they do to these men.
It's always
and then they're in this
one-sided story.
Right, they're in this group full of all these crazy women, and then they psych all these other women up to jump on these posts when they post these men. And these women don't even know the man, so they start siding with the other crazy women.
That's what happened.
They start talking about the women or the men. So it's like, I
got posted 2 times, okay? And both of those times, I got them posts removed within 12 hours. And you know why? Because, again, it's all BS being said about me that can't be proven. Then when
got lucky.
On bandwagon talking about, oh, I heard this and this, it's always I heard it. It's never what I know. It's always what I heard. I heard it from this one. I heard it from that one. But were you there? No? Okay, so why are you jumping on it then?
Yeah.
It's always a third party situation. It's never one-on-one or I was physically there. It's always I heard it from so and so.
Yeah.
It's pathetic. It's cowardish.
It is.
It really is.
But they never want to admit when they're wrong until it's too late.
Never.
And they never
it's
want
always
to
I play victim.
So I've got a question for you guys. What do you think about some of the conversations about the rebuttal to this is, like, I'm a tech guy, I like to kind of solve problems, right? When stuff gets posted, everyone, I think we've kind of said it, everything should be on the table. Like, if someone wants to say something, and sadly it starts from a female posting in one of these, it should all be transparent. The guy should be notified right away. Everyone that's posting should be notified right away. Hey, let's have an open and honest conversation. I don't think that's what they want. That's the way I think it should be, but I don't think they want. Do you think is that the only way to fight this, besides the other, kind of legal and trying to fight your own battle as a community trying to do something like that?
To be honest, I feel like the best way to deal with this, and I've been saying this since day one, I think that these groups should be shut down. And if you got like normal adults, like my generation, we didn't have any of this BS. If you had an issue with somebody, you go and deal with them face to face. Whether if it's a guy, you put your hands up. If it's a woman, you have a conversation with them. It's this whole social media stuff has gone out of proportion. It's gone crazy. And I feel honestly the only way to deal with this is to either be transparent, and if you have something to say, you better bring some proof. If you don't got proof, it won't be posted.
Yeah.
You know, this is what it is. And another thing too, like if it's something that can be dealt with outside of social media, then deal with it outside of social media. You get more from a situation when you deal with it maturely. And that's the problem nowadays. Nobody wants to be mature and deal with things like adults. Everybody wants to be childish and immature and act like little teenage kids in high school again, posting for everybody to see. It's like 99% of these people don't even know you. So why are you going to post something about me so that everybody in the whole world can see and start judging me right off the bat? You know what I mean? It's just things need to be dealt with at a mature level. And if it can't be, then bring it to a legal standpoint. Because 99% of the time, when you bring it to a legal standpoint, people get scared and back up.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
even when you threaten legal matters nowadays, people don't get scared. It's like with this situation, they feel like they're untouchable.
Yeah, because they hide behind a screen. They're scared.
Yeah.
They don't think,
and that's the problem.
They don't think that there's any repercussions for their actions until the paperwork hits their door.
There hasn't been any repercussions. There's been suicides because of these groups.
Unfortunately, yes, there has been.
You know that for a fact. Like, men have actually killed themselves.
I had a good friend of mine who was one of the strongest men I know, committed suicide because a woman went and posted him on social media, and he didn't even know the woman. Had no idea who the woman was.
Yeah, so it's like, and it affects the women as well. It's like the guy they're dating, he gets posted. And even though they can show proof that the woman was lying on him, the women get so, caught up in everything to where they have mental breakdowns because they're stuck in the middle. They don't know if they should believe the pack of women that are supposed to be girls and have their back, or the man that they're in love with. So then they start having mental breakdowns, and then they get suicidal. And then, it's just like, it's a mess all the way around.
Exactly.
And
like I said before, it's like that 5 to 10% of the real women who go on these groups and post, the truth about it all. They'll automatically get removed with no questions asked. But
I've been seeing a lot of that.
There's been a lot
of women. There's been a lot of women here lately. The last few days, I've seen in some groups. They posted abusive men. One woman, her husband or baby daddy was a pedophile that she found out. Posted him. He got removed. All kinds of stuff. You're supposed to be protected.
But we can't say we've taken a lot of those women, a lot of those real women who finally saw the light and finally saw shit for what it was. We got them out of them groups. We got them on our side now. So
we did,
because they're starting to see that we're not about the bullshit.
Yeah.
But
we mean we say
we did get them on our side, but unfortunately for some, they've already posted men.
Yeah.
But we did get them to change their mind, but there's no way of knowing for sure if they've already ruined a man's life. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So
at this
I don't know.
point, it's just we got to take them for their word and go for their actions. And if their actions don't meet their words, then they're out of there.
Yeah.
Our groups are very strict on if you're gonna be real, you need to be real. There's no back and you don't get to flip flop. You don't get to pick and choose side. You one side and one side only. You're either side Sanchez or side Jackson. That's just what it is. There's no back and forth.
Yeah.
Because we're not gonna sit here in this, and play this, back and forth BS on, I'm gonna go and find out what I want to find out and then bring it back. No, we're not doing all that.
Yeah.
And when we do it, because we're not going to let it be known that we're doing it, but when we do it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
We do it for the men that ask, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do moving forward now, Shaun? Or how do you feel about dating now? How do you feel about dating? How do both of you feel? Shaun,
I know.
And then you.
Yeah, Mario.
Now, I actually just got engaged this past weekend, so.
Oh, wow. We'll talk about that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats.
I appreciate it. Yep.
Awesome.
She's downstairs right now making dinner, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about dating?
Um, I mean, I still have hope in humans and people in general, but it makes me want to be more selective, and I don't know how you can do that, right? Because all I've known is to trust people.
Hmm.
And now every time if I'm on a dating site, if I match with someone, this is always going to be in my head. Not because I'm going to change the way I am or what I've done, because I'm not going to, because I've
Yeah.
never done anything
You're
wrong. I'm going to say it that way,
that's
right?
all it is.
But it's just like, oh man, what if they don't like the way I said something? Or maybe if I'm joking, they don't get the joke. They're going to take it to this extreme. Or it just, it, the honest, quick answer to that is the online dating world. It makes me want to say, fuck it. Like it,
Hmm.
like, and,
Agreed.
but
Agreed.
right. And that is but you know what's
Agreed. Yes.
sad? Because the days of friends of friends as we get older from, from college and workforce, those days are also not there because society's also changed. Um, so the good people, the good guys that want to do the right thing and find those relationships, it's like, oh man, if that's not there, what am I supposed to do? And it's because the way these people are unreasonably treating you that you've got to take those and kind of go back into a shell, which is just, it's sad. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm
Um,
gonna
I
say,
know it's still soon after your
yeah,
yeah.
situation and
So
everything,
yeah,
I'm
but
gonna say this. So one of the biggest advices that my grandmother said, God rest her soul, is never stop. If you're a good person, never stop being a good person based on other people's opinions.
yeah,
Never stop seeing who you really are, and never change who you really are for anybody. Okay,
yeah,
mm,
because any person who really loves you, likes you, whatever, will see who you are as a person.
correct.
So
I do
although
agree
the
with that.
dating, what I mean by that is, although the dating world is absolute trash, I got lucky for who I'm with right now.
Yeah,
But you know, although the dating world is trash, don't lose hope on it, but just be cautious. That's the best advice I can give you, because quite
yeah,
frankly, you never know who's who until you really get to know who they are, and until their true colors really show
yeah.
out.
And if anything, like like I said, I was reflecting, think back on what did I do wrong. I personally can say maybe, you know, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be. I'd like to be open. Maybe I shouldn't be as open. I can say I've never disrespected people, but maybe I'm going to try to figure out ways that maybe I can treat people differently. But I can tell you from the post that I saw,
Mm.
right? At least, I mean, everyone in general, for the people talking about me, they weren't treated bad at all. Now, again, I've shared some with Paula, but again, it's not to sound cocky. I'm not the best looking in the world or the best educated or whatever, but there's a reason she fell in love with me after
You
2 dates.
have a good
I
heart.
mean, I'm kind of full of myself. I was like, hey, I know I'm a nice guy.
What it
And then
is.
the other person wanted a relationship after months, the one drink that, and then she left apparently, right?
hmm,
But I didn't want to be in that relationship. And that was a problem. So I was like, wait a minute. So I mean, it makes me think. Of course, if I can change myself, I will, especially if it comes to the dating world.
right.
But I mean, sometimes, majority of the times, it's unreasonable what the hell's going on.
So you,
So it's like, how can
I'm gonna
you
give
try to
you my
better
honest opinion of you, Shaun. Okay,
it?
and I don't BS. Okay, what I tell you is what I mean. I will be real quick to call someone on their BS. I'll be real quick to call them a liar or an honest person. And to be completely honest, I believe you 110%. And the reason why I believe you, and this is the reason why, is I'm an observer by trade and by nature. And I can just tell based on your body language, based on your willingness to self-reflect, without us telling you to or figure, you self-reflected on your own without us saying anything. That's why I believe you. That's why I believe every part of your story and can tell right off the bat that you're not lying about anything that was said about you, because no one told you to see what was wrong or what you thought you might have done wrong.
Yeah,
You willingly told us. So
yeah.
that's what I believe 110% what you say. But I'll be
I
real quick to
appreciate
tell somebody if they're lying.
I
Believe that.
appreciate that, Mario. I told Paula,
Of
I've
course.
got some crazy details that could
Oh, I
make for
believe it.
one hell of a podcast right now.
Hey,
Believe it.
anytime
Uh,
you're
and
ready,
Exactly. We
man.
got
yeah, yeah, I
all
know.
along we
And
do these.
hopefully you don't mind at this moment. It's still because just putting someone out there. I mean, I literally like holy like pictures, videos, everything.
Just
And I
seeing
I shit
what
you
you
not.
say was
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
and I still didn't want to send you all the details, Paula. So I was like,
There's
this is
more?
going on. Oh
Jeez.
yeah,
Man, just
yeah.
you should have seen
This
just the
guy
Come
look
worth
on,
that he
was
gave
it
come
worth
on,
me. I
yeah.
was like,
And
what the
Apollo
heck? You
probably
know?
was like, what the hell's
was
he
it worth
doing?
his
Yeah.
It's like,
mind?
oh.
Huh?
Was it worse than mine?
What he sent me.
Was his worse than mine? Because I sent you some crazy shit.
No, it's about the same.
You're about to say, God damn.
But
See,
I'm
this
saying,
is how you
Yeah.
know. This is how you know that our groups are gonna get better as it goes along because men are just showing you proof. We're not out here bullshit. We're showing you proof.
Yeah.
Because we're looking for help and guidance. We're not looking for pity.
But you know what the crazy part is? We're looking for help in a needle in a haystack because, quite frankly, women will help women all day long with the bullshit. No women, not a lot of women are gonna want to help us because, in most women's eyes, we're trash. But
That's why people hate me. People think that I
that's
do
what makes
this.
Paula Jackson a rare one because she sees it for what it is.
People think
Props
I'm
to Paula
doing this
for
to
what you
find a
do.
man.
Yeah. Paula,
I do this because I see the truth.
Well, thank you for what you do because you know
you've been
how hard
part
it
of
would
both
be.
sides.
Yeah, Mario, you know how hard it would be with a bunch of guys having this conversation and Paula wasn't there and she saw this. Yeah, it would be more the same. But thank you, Paula, because just you being you being a female and kind of seeing all sides of it and being a part of this to help people. And you said this, Mario. Everyone, male, female, doesn't matter. People that have been victimized. That's not the case over there. But so I'm gonna say thank you for even this initiative that you're doing. So
You should ask Mario the hell I go through from them supporters.
Every day.
They
you know how many women harass her
my
on a
address.
basis?
Yes.
That's why I respect Paula Jackson. She stands her fucking ground. She don't care.
These women
She's like me.
hate me.
But
I'm not
stand our
stopping.
ground.
So
we're not gonna let these women victimize us and make us feel bad for what we're doing, trying to help other people. Genuinely trying to help other people because we're not getting anything out of this.
Yeah.
We're not creating
that's crazy.
We're
People
doing
are
this because
hating
we
you
want
for
this to be
helping.
out.
Yeah, literally,
Like
you sat there.
They have posted my address. They tried to post my kids.
Harassing her, stalking her. It's crazy.
Yes.
For
going to her events for her dog.
I exposed the truth.
They don't like that. They don't like it.
Mario has seen messages. He's seen posts. He's seen everything.
Let's put it like this.
Yeah.
Sean, I've seen shit from Paula that nobody else would be able to see.
It's funny to me. I just
think the
laugh
family on these groups that she has. Let's put it like that.
It's funny to me.
It's all you can do is laugh because at the end of the day, say whatever you want. They
you
can
know
say
what
whatever they
to
want
do.
about you with no proof.
Yeah.
And if there's ever, because again, I'm out there, right? It's not just this person in this community. Everyone else that's either seen this or gets passed along, they're going to see this video. So even one of the reasons that I'm scared to share the details, and if there's I hate to say members only, like a rated XXX version, I got to be on there, let me know. But I can't do that because you know what? Even this, I make myself vulnerable. I know.
Yeah. But like I said, anytime you want to be on it again,
just hit us up.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Well, thank you guys. This really does help me hearing other people go through this.
That's the goal of this.
Yeah, the support, and you're not just
this is why she has me come on these groups because I'm like voice of reason when it comes to men. I can sympathize. I've been one of you guys. I've been victimized on these, and I try to give men a comfortability for them to talk. I'm like Paula said herself to many times. I'm a good person to talk with and talk to because I can see it for what it is. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to victimize you any more than you already have. I'm here to be a listening ear and to understand your story because like you said yourself, we all have a story to tell. We've all been through something. So that's why most of these podcasts, you're gonna see a lot of me because I want everybody to know who I am. I want everybody to get, be able to feel comfortable getting their story out. I was the first person to come on these podcasts and tell their story. I am the number one person. Ask Paula. I'll tell you. But after I told my story, everybody felt comfortable and they all now want to come tell the story as they should be too.
Yeah.
Me and Paula Jackson, we gave everybody a voice. It's not just us two. We have other people in our groups too who also have given other people a voice.
And hopefully, like my goal is, our goal is to try to shut these groups down. Don't know if that's gonna happen, but hopefully we can try to scare these people into doing what's right, not posting men no more, shutting the hell up, learning their lesson. You know what I'm saying? So,
but that's got to come out genuinely. We're not out here trying to make them do that. They got to do that on their own.
exactly. So, and you know, and it's like, hopefully they see how their lies are affecting these men. But in my honest opinion, I think that they get off on it. And,
of course they do.
And I'm a very upfront and honest person. I call stuff the way I see it. And in my opinion, I think, how can I say this without getting banned? I think that they should all just screw each other. Just get off dating apps.
What it is, they go fuck themselves.
You know what I'm saying? Basically.
It is.
Because it's like, no matter who they date, who they talk to, they're never going to be satisfied with a man. It's always going to be an issue somewhere.
In the end, they're going to play a victim of some sort. That's what it is.
Yeah. So,
it's never what they've done. It's always what somebody else has done.
And I hate to say it, and I'm not saying every single woman is like that. You know, nobody's perfect, but from what I've seen, it's like a majority of them are like that. So, but anyway, but yeah, if you ever, like I said, you ever want to get on here, you have my number. If you ever
and Mario, it's the initiatives to fight back. To honestly, the only way to fight, and I am of true belief, to fight fire with fire is fire. So if people want to post people like that left and right, it needs to be all people. So let's start posting the emails. Let's do that.
You want to know what the difference between our fire is? The difference between our fire is we always have proof to back up our fire.
I know.
They're just throwing.
And you know what?
All they're doing is throwing flames.
That is why I made this men's group. The men's group that we are in right now, I made that strictly for that reason. So
nothing will ever be posted without proof to back it up, ever. Look on all our groups. Nothing ever gets posted without proof.
Yep.
There's a difference.
Yeah. So
all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna be back. So it's a pleasure meeting both of you.
No problem. I'm gonna upload this video on YouTube. So are you okay with that, Shaun?
Go for it.
All right. I'm gonna send you a link, okay?
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, guys.
Talk to you guys later. Night. Bye.